If you are wondering what is the picture on your screen right now, the picture in front of you is that of Mount Everest. We may never be able to scale this peak, but for many deserving students, achieving the dream of getting selected in RBI is not less than summiting the Mount Everest. A famous mountaineer once said, I tried 10 times, but I could not scale this peak. The most heartbreaking was when I had to come back, though I was just 100 meters away from the peak. Many deserving candidates who have made it to the interview stage might be feeling the pressure to clear this final hurdle. They might be confused what to do. In this video, I am going to tell you the 4 focus areas that you should not miss for your interview preparation. The 4 focus areas for your interview preparation that I'm going to discuss in this video are biodata form, then functions and working of RBI, your static knowledge with respect to ESI and finance, and the fourth one, but the most important, is current affairs. Now let's start with the biodata form. Now your biodata is like a Bible of your profile. Just imagine they're asking you something from your biodata and you being not able to answer that, what kind of impression it would have on them. The questions from biodata can be from various areas. I'll try to highlight few of those areas. First is they can ask you questions related to your family background. For example, if your father is a businessman, they can ask you how COVID has impacted his business or how GST has impacted his business. What steps can be taken by the government to mitigate those kind of impacts? So these kind of questions can be asked. Next is your educational background. Now the type of questions or the depth of questions that can be asked related to your educational background would basically depend upon what kind of educational background you are having. If your educational background is, say, information technology, mechanical engineer, arts, then I don't expect that they will ask you, very tough questions related to your subjects. But if your educational background is, say, finance, economics, commerce, MBA, so these are the educational backgrounds in which you would have studied, which is relevant for you while you would be working in RBI. So then the questions that they would be asking from your educational background, they can be really on the tougher side. So be prepared for that. Next is your work experience. Now, irrespective of which field you are having this work experience in, they can ask you some very common questions like, what have been the mistakes that you did in your previous job? What have been your learnings from your previous job? How can you use your previous work experience if you get a chance to work for RBI in future? So these kind of common HR questions can be asked related to your work experience, but specifically those guys who have experience in, say, related fields of finance and economics. Suppose somebody has worked in treasury management or somebody has worked in, say, risk management, then these guys can expect some very relevant and in-depth questions related to their work profile. Next is hobbies. Now, hobbies is something which we take very casually. I remember last year one of the guys was asked, though he got selected, that what is his hobby? He told that his hobby is listening to music. Then the next question was, what are different forms of music? Now, everybody, everybody amongst us listen to music, but we never care what are different forms of music. But hobbies is something which is meant to be serious. You have deep interest in. It is not something no you occasionally do. Similarly, one of the guys was asked about his hobby. He told actually his hobby is to play lawn tennis. And then the next question was, what are the dimensions of lawn tennis court? And he was kind of blank there. So please, if you have genuine interest in something, then only write it as a hobby. Otherwise, if you have already written something as your hobby, be prepared for that. Try to cover the length and breadth of that topic. The next area where questions can be asked are the outliers on your resume, which attracts the attention of the interviewer. So what are these outliers? Outliers are some exceptions on your biodata or on your resume. For example, if you have certain gap years in your education, say you dropped in 12th to get admission into some good college, or you left your job in between to pursue something else, or you switched too many jobs, say within a period of 2 to 3 years. Another example could be that otherwise you are a person who has been scoring high marks, but there is low percentage of marks, say in either in 10th, 12th or in graduation. So these kind of things can act as an outlier which will surely attract their attention. They might ask you questions on these outliers. अब क्या ये आउटलायर्स या एक्सेप्शंस होने से आपके सेलेक्ट होने के चांसेस डिक्रीज होते हैं? द आंसर इज नो. बट द आइडिया इज दैट these questions can be asked and you need to justify that why this happened. Even if it was due to your mistake, accept that. Do not try to fool them, and when you accept your mistake, you can tell them that what are you doing to overcome this mistake so that it does not happen in future again. So overall, these are the areas where I think questions can be asked in your interview. There can be many other areas also, but these are the most prominent which are asked every year. So to sign off with respect to your biodata, I would just say that try to frame as many questions. I would say try to frame at least 100 questions from your biodata. Whatever you have written, try to frame at least 100 questions on that. Take help of your mentors, take help of your friends to frame these 100 questions and prepare some good answers for that. I'm not saying prepare some fraud answers, but yes, you need to think about everything that you have written in your biodata so that you are well prepared. वहां जाके आपको ऐसा ना लगे कुछ ऐसा पूछ लिया जाए जिसके बारे में आपको बिल्कुल भी नहीं पता. Being blank in front of them when they are asking something from your biodata is the biggest mistake you can do while appearing for an interview, right? Next, we are going to discuss about functions and working of RBI. Now the point is why functions and working of RBI is important. See, when you are applying for a job in any organization, they expect you to at least know about what does that organization does in brief at least, right? What are the various functions of that organization? What is the structure of that organization? All these you're supposed to know, because when you're applying for a job, if you don't know about these things, it means you're not that much interested in the job. Right? So now what to read about in the functions and working of RBI. See, these are the functions of RBI. The most prominent which are asked in the interview is related to monetary policy, the RBI's role as a banker to the government, and RBI's role as a regulator and supervisor of the financial system. These are the three most common areas. I suggest you to prepare on these three areas in depth. Apart from that, yes, foreign exchange management, bankers bank and issuer of currency, these can also be asked, but these are the most prominent. Monetary policy and inflation is the favorite question that is almost asked to every candidate in an interview, right? So focus on these three areas, do these areas, but not in as much depth as these three areas. Now the question is, from where to cover these functions and working of RBI? So the answer is from the RBI website itself. If you go to the RBI website, there is a tab about us. You click on this tab, then this will open. Here there is another tab, RBI's function and working. If you click on that, it will take you to a PDF. You please download that PDF. It's a very long PDF, but it has details about functions and working of RBI. If you go through that PDF, you will have full understanding of how does RBI works, what are its various functions, what are various challenges in performing various functions. Everything is very crisp and clear in this PDF. So please go through it. I can assure you, if you are thorough with this PDF, then you will be able to answer all the questions in an interview, if at all they are asked, related to functions and working of RBI. The next point that we are going to discuss is static knowledge related to your topics of ESI and finance. Now this is the area which I think should be the easiest for you, because you have already done these static topics in your preparation for phase 2. You just need to revise them again. Now ideally you should be covering all the topics given in your static syllabus, but I would recommend going through the list of topics which I'm going to tell you now. These topics need to be done with more emphasis, in more depth. Now what are these topics? The first one is risk management and NPAs. Then monetary policy, fiscal policy, very, very important, almost asked in every interview. The third one is related to fintech or the payment and settlement system. This is a hot area. RBI is doing a lot of things in this area. The fourth one is financial inclusion, again something where RBI is doing and taking a lot of initiatives. Fifth one is inflation, which is closely related to monetary policy thing of RBI. So please read them in conjunction. Then the fifth one is corporate governance. Again, a very hot topic. Recently, RBI released a new set of guidelines for corporate governance in the banks. And the fifth one is Indian economy and reform. So you shall be knowing about Indian economy since liberalization, what has been the reforms taken in last say 10, 20, 30 years, what are the challenges, what are the problems, what are the solutions, all these you shall be very thorough with. So these are the topics I would suggest that you should be reading in more depth. But again, I want to make it clear once again, I'm not saying leave other topics. They can ask you on other topics also. They might ask you about derivatives. They might ask you about bonds. So they can ask you anything. But as per our analysis, as per our experience, these are the topics which are most commonly asked in the interview. The fourth and the last point that we are going to discuss, but this is the most important point, is the current affairs. Now, current affairs are something that will be at the center of discussion during the interview. And if you are not well versed with the current affairs, it will show that you are not a well-read person. Now, the question is that what should be read in the current affairs? The first and the foremost thing that you should be reading in the current affairs is basically the regulations. There are a lot of notifications related to regulations on the RBI website. Go through the notifications for past 3 to 4 months at least and try to see that what are the reasons that those regulations were passed. What problems will be solved through these regulations that you need to understand. Don't just go for facts, right? Need to know the reason behind that notifications, because mostly the questions would be related to that okay, this kind of notification came, what was the requirement for that and how it will solve the problem. So please try to analyze the RBI notifications. For example, recently RBI came out with a notification related to corporate governance in the banks. Now corporate governance is a problem in the banks, which is a problem since very long time. And RBI has been constantly coming out with notifications to resolve this problem, to tackle this challenge. So this way you shall try to read all the notifications on the RBI website for the past 3 to 4 months. If you get time, maybe go for past 6 months also. Next thing that you need to do with respect to current affairs is reports. अब कौन सी reports पढ़नी है? I think these 5 reports should be prioritized. RBI annual report, FSR report, that is financial stability report, and the third one is reports and trends in the banking system in India. ये तीनों reports आपको RBI की website पे मिल जाएंगी. The fourth one is economic survey and the fifth one is budget. Now when you will read through these reports, you will get to learn a lot. You will get to know about the challenges that are there in our financial system or in our economy. Then what are the various trends, say the trends with respect to liquidity in the banks, the trends with respect to risk management or NPAs in the banks, all the trends you will get to know. And you will also get to know about the reforms, at least the major steps that have been taken by the government and the RBI to tackle these challenges in the past 1 year. So these reports will kind of give you a lot of knowledge related to various issues that are currently being pursued in our economy or in our financial system. The last one that I want to read you is newspapers. I will recommend 2 newspapers, Live Mint and Economic Times. Mostly, I suggest that you please read the online version of these newspapers. Why? Because online versions are more comprehensive. If you go to the online version, there might be 2 opinion columns on Live Mint, whereas in the hard copy, there will be only one. So try to go through the online versions of these newspapers. Right, Live Mint is free. I think Economic Times needs to be subscribed. You can subscribe the online version. It will not cost you much. So when you will read these newspapers, obviously it will help you to know about the current happenings that are happening in the economy or in the financial sector. But please do read the opinion columns also, because when the discussion is related to some issue, they will like to know that what is your opinion on that, and your opinion is actually based upon what is written in different newspapers, in different reports, and based upon that you will try to form your opinion, right? So your opinion might not be something very concrete, but at least you should be able to tell that what are the pros, what are the cons if we try to implement certain solution, like that. So you need to have a balanced view on everything, and that can be made only after you read a lot of editorials. And these 2 newspapers are really good. Apart from that, if you get time, you can read through some magazines. Business World is one, Economist is second, right? But I think that if you can at least cover these newspapers, that shall be sufficient for you. Before signing off, I would like to tell you about the free interview guidance program that we are conducting. The features of this free interview guidance program are that we are conducting psychometric assessment by experienced behavioral trainers who are certified in psychometric assessment. Next is we are conducting mock interviews. These are being conducted by retired senior officers of RBI, NABARD and SEBI, and some of them have been ex-interview board members of RBI, NABARD and SEBI. They will also give you 1:1 feedback after your interview. And then last but not the least, 1:1 mentorship by the founders of EduTap. Please feel free in case you want to ask something, you want to gain from our experience, our knowledge in this domain. Please feel free. You're most welcome. And in case you have not enrolled for this free interview guidance program, please go to the description of this video. There is a link. Click on that link, fill the Google form, and we will contact you shortly. Otherwise, you can also email us at hello@edutap.co.in, and this is our number 8146207241, where you can call us for any query related to your interview or otherwise also. Thanks for now. Have a nice day. Bye bye.